Mr. Stanford Strong, the General Manager of Minorico, and of course the topic is minority economic enterprise. And as we wrap up this show for today, Mr. Strong, let's give you an opportunity to talk about some of the activities that Minorico is involved in and your customer base. I think it's always important for us to have some understanding in terms of the customers and diversification and whatnot that is involved in such minority business. Let's give you an opportunity to talk about that.
Okay, our first customer was the Tennessee Air National Guard, and I mentioned earlier our first supplier was Snap-on, so we supplied them with Snap-on products. That was our first transaction. Since then, we've picked up Northern Telecom, and we supplied things that they need to repair phones and ship the phones. We supply Shoney's with can liners for 3 different locations across the country that in turn service their local restaurants. We supply Duracell with uniforms, Bridgestone with uniforms, Nike with uniforms as well, their Memphis facility. Those are some of the things that we're doing in that area.
When you say you supply them with uniforms, exactly what do you mean?
Okay, with Nike, we supply them with what we call cobbler aprons that sort of slip over your head, and these are for the employees that work on the lines that are actually putting the shoes together, making the shoes. So in that realm, and they're constantly ordering these aprons from us on a regular basis. With Duracell, we're supplying, and Bridgestone as well, supplying work shirts and work pants to people that work on their lines that are making batteries and making tires and so forth and so on. And we even embroider the uniforms if the customer asks us to. We have a embroidery machine, and we have someone contracted that comes in and will stitch the names for us, stitch the company name. So that's another value-added service that we provide to our customers. So, you know, those would be some examples.
And so you got a wide variety of industrial products that you deal with, and a wide variety of industrial customers that you deal with as well.
Yes.
And I think you mentioned earlier that that your organization was early involved with the Tennessee Minority Development Suppliers. What can you say in reference to that organization and how other minority enterprises might become involved in such an organization?
I wish more minority companies were involved. It has been invaluable to the success of our business. We're always picking up a new lead. They call us when opportunities arise, and majority companies are looking for minority suppliers. And one of the things they do is they contact these councils. And because the councils are a focal point where they can find that kind of information. So if you're not a member, you're being left out. And it doesn't cost that much to join. And wherever you are in the country, you do need to find out who is your local council that is responsible for organizing and assisting minority suppliers.
In other words, that's a big plus for minority businesses. It gives them access to a large number of things that they probably wouldn't have access to otherwise. Is that what we're saying?
Access to low-cost workshops, networking opportunities, in many instances are free, different tours to different companies where you have a chance to meet the purchasing agents that make the decision to buy from you. If you don't have those opportunities to shake hands with these people, present yourself to them, present your proposals, then you're making it that much harder on yourself. And it's, again, virtually free advertising or free opportunity to meet these people without the hassle of having to knock on their doors cold turkey.
You know, and over the last couple of minutes we have here, Strong, you mentioned earlier the incubation center. And I think as a Tennessee State University graduate, let's talk about that, because I think very few people are aware of exactly what that organization can do in terms of growing businesses, incubation. Let's talk about that over the last minute and a half.
Okay. As far as I know, and I wasn't with the company at the time that the company was in the incubation center, but the incubation center is designed for the person that has that small business or has that small business idea, gives them a chance to grow that idea, grow that business in a low-cost situation, and also receive some expert advice from Tennessee State University staff and students and anybody else in the community that can help them and they have a set period for which they're able to stay in the center, and by the time that set period's up, they should be able to step out on their own, find their own facility, and continue growing.
Well, let's summarize this, Mr. Strong, by seeing if we can get some kind of affirmation in reference to this. Would you say that it is possible for a person to start out in a business and really grow a business and have access to some of the important sources of support, sources of help, affirmative action, and et cetera, and really be successful? That is, things are laid out in terms to help businesses. Would you make that that as an affirmation?
Yes, if you can identify a need and can understand where you get the information from, you certainly can do it.
You can be successful in business.
Yes.
And let me thank you, Mr. Strong, for coming by and giving us that excellent information, not only about Minorco, but also about affirmative action and some of the other things that your business is involved in. And I'm sure that many of our viewers this morning do have a better understanding of exactly what minority businesses are involved in and how they perhaps might differ from other businesses, not in any real type, but only in some kind. And let me thank you, and let me encourage you to tune in again next week for another informative edition of Comment. Thank you, and good morning.